Hello everyone, good morning and happy Wednesday. My name is Elena Riley and thank you very much for joining me this morning at the First Alert 6 streaming here at the Alert Center. And today I have some top headlines for you as well as some breaking news that we had this morning in our newscast. So we'll go head over to our website where I have more on that. All right, here we are at First Alert 6 and then my web story, which is 6 things you need to know today on Wednesday, August 20th. With our 6 top headlines, getting into top things you need to know just before you head out the door. Okay, to start this morning, 2 people are injured after a single vehicle crash. This happened in central Omaha early this morning. This was our breaking news. This happened just before 3:30 a.m. And Omaha police officers were called to the crash in the area of 85th Street and West Dodge Road. Police dispatch confirmed with us just after 4 a.m. that the 2 crash victims were taken to the hospital. And officers plan to have Dodge Street back open by about 5:30. It was for sure open by about 6:30. This happened shortly before the peak of the morning commute. Other than that, we are told that the car was going westbound in the eastbound lanes of Dodge when it crossed over the median and spun out. That's what police tell us on the scene, and that the driver suffered minor injuries and the passengers suffered more serious injuries, is what OPD tells us. Up next, Nebraska Governor Jim Pillen announced yesterday that a facility in McCook will be used as a detention center for people awaiting deportation and other immigration proceedings. So there it is in comparison to Omaha. The Department of Homeland Security shared plans to turn the Work Ethic Camp, WEC, in McCook into a facility called Cornhusker Clink. And according to a news release from the governor's office, the plan is part of a series of new state and federal partnerships to support President Donald Trump's immigration enforcement efforts. The Nebraska Department of Correctional Services has made an agreement with ICE to house detainees for 365 days. And Director Rob Jeffries said that a 3-year agreement is currently being negotiated here. The facility can house 200 inmates, but they will make room for about 300 minimal to low risk detainees, is what Jeffrey tells us. He said the current inmates at the facility will be rehoused at different NDCS facilities in the state. I also have some video here of some protesters. This was going on yesterday in Lincoln. And last month, a CBS report named Nebraska as part of a narrowed list of states that could be home to new detention centers. And at the time, Pillen told us it was too early to give comment. Then here we are with that follow-up, that this will be happening. Up next, the Omaha Police Department is asking for the public's help to find a wanted man. They posted this last night. Here's what he looks like. This is Brian Mejia Gutierrez. He is 22 years old. So OPD tells us that he's wanted for strangulation, 3rd-degree domestic assault, use of a deadly weapon to commit a felony, terroristic threats, and 1st-degree false imprisonment. They shared this in a social media post, as I mentioned. They shared a photo of Gutierrez and urged anyone with information to please call detectives. This is at 402-444-4600. And that those that want to remain anonymous, you can contact Omaha Crime Stoppers at 402-444-7867 or on their website or the P3 Tips mobile app as well if you'd like to try that. If you have anything.
Last October,
pardon me. Alrighty. So an FBI operation at several Omaha hotels last week left many people scrambling to find a place to live, like this gentleman here. This investigation left Roadway Inn, it's located along Fort Crook Road in Bellevue, closed. And now the remaining residents have about 10 days to move out. So we spoke with this man. He was evicted from his home. He ended up at the former Roadway Inn. We also found that the All Seasons Foundation, they are based out of Bellevue. They're working to help those that are displaced. The founder said that finding a new place for all of them won't be easy, but that other organizations are also offering their assistance. I have a quote here from founder David Gifford. He said, "That's what it takes, is all these different organizations stepping in and trying to help." He said, "Unfortunately, there's some that are going to be harder than others, but anytime we can get someone from going on the street or getting off the street is definitely a victory." Also with this, 4 of the 5 people arrested during the operations have made appearances in court thus far. My next headline is that the suspect in the death of a vulnerable 67-year-old woman in an Omaha home, is scheduled to appear in court today, this morning. So here's the suspect. It is Nikki Budlong. She's 53 years old. She's been charged with involuntary manslaughter, abuse of a vulnerable adult, and 3 counts of theft by unlawful taking in excess of $5,000. And she's appearing in court this morning. Here in less than an hour, she will be there. So Budlong was taken into custody on Monday following a death investigation that began about 6 months ago. Court records show that police officers found Kathy Schneider, 67 years old. She was dead in her residence, lying on the floor next to a bed. This happened on February 12th. They found her. As a vulnerable adult, she had been in Budlong's care due to medical issues, significant mobility issues, and just mental health impairments as well, is what documents state, and that 3 others were also in Budlong's care. One of the residents kept a record of how many times the 4 people ate there. According to this journal, Schneider ate 6 meals in the last 30 days of her life. Wow. So we definitely are wanting to learn more this morning in court. So have an update on that for you shortly. My last headline of the day this morning is that change is coming in the way the City of Omaha issues and enforces occupancy certificates for schools. This is following a First Alert 6 investigation. So last week, Elkhorn Public Schools opened Iron Bluff and Stone Point Elementary Schools, while they were still under construction. Both schools opened without an occupancy certificate from the City of Omaha. Officials say that this has been something done in the past. Here we see Omaha Mayor John Ewing Jr. Our John Chapman spoke with him yesterday. He said that all schools will now have to comply completely with the law. He said he will be making sure Elkhorn stays true to these promised construction deadlines they have shared with us. Ewing said, in part, one of the things the school district should be getting sometime this week is a letter from us explaining to them that we want communication throughout the process. But we want solid communication, is what Ewing said in part. And construction at Iron Bluff Elementary should be complete by September 5th, and at Stone Point Elementary by the end of October.
Yeah, I was going to say that. I feel like in the book, if I heard about it, I would get it first.
Alrighty, that is all the top stories I have for you this morning. Thank you very much for joining me and starting your day, getting yourself in the know before you head out the door. I bring you this live stream in the 8 a.m. hour every weekday, as well as this web story at 6 a.m. Everyone have a great start to your day. Appreciate it.